If you have just installed a fresh copy of new Ubuntu and aren't sure about what to do next, this video will show you things you should do after installing Ubuntu. In this video, I will show you 13 crucial things you should perform after installing Ubuntu. Now, these actions include tweaking the system and user interface, installing useful applications or packages, speeding up the performance, and enhancing the desktop experience, and much more. You can follow these post-installation steps for any version of Ubuntu. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing to do after installing Ubuntu is to update the system. Open the terminal and enter this command to get the latest package information from the sources and upgrade all the packages. If you have a dedicated graphics card such as NVIDIA or AMD, it's recommended to install valid GPU drivers for graphic-intensive applications. Ubuntu provides a secret command to install GPU drivers very easily. Now, inside terminal, type this command to see a list of drivers. Now, in this case, it detected the NVIDIA discrete GPU and is providing the latest available GPU drivers. Now, look for the recommended driver and select its name, then install the driver using apt. In case you're unsure what driver works best for you, then type this command and the system will figure out the GPU and install the appropriate driver. Flatpak is a distribution-independent app store that allows running GUI applications within an isolated environment. This is a perfect alternative to Snap Store. You can install Flatpak by running this command. Then add a FlatHub repository to gain access to thousands of GUI applications, including Android Studio, VS Code, Chrome, and many more. Once it's installed, reboot your computer. Now open the terminal and execute this command to install the GNOME Software Center. Now you can use this application to download many applications from FlatHub. Installing essential applications, packages, and fonts can improve your Ubuntu experience. Go ahead, run this command to install some recommended packages. It's time to install some useful GUI applications that will enhance your basic workflow on Ubuntu. You can go ahead and install OBS Screen Recorder, Mission Center, Transmission, and more using the App Store. And lastly, run this command to install the most essential fonts. FireFox is the default browser in Ubuntu. Let's customize some of its settings. Open Preferences. Under the Startup section, enable the option to open previous windows and tabs. In the tab section, enable these following options. It's also recommended to check the option to play DRM control content for better media compatibility. You can further customize FireFox by using extensions and themes to enhance both its appearance and functionality. Now let's tweak dock using Ubuntu settings for a better experience. Within the dock section, you can move the dock panel to the bottom or right side of the screen. You also have the option to turn off the panel mode. This way, the dock looks much cleaner and better. Also, there is a tiling option to be enabled and enhance your Windows tiling experience. In settings, you will find a new option called Well-being, which is similar to macOS Screen Time. It shows you how much time you spend on your computer and provides tools to help you limit the screen usage. For example, you can easily set the screen time limit. You can also set reminders to take breaks. GNOME Shell will notify you to manage the screen time for better health. If you have installed Ubuntu on a laptop, you need to adjust the touchpad settings. Go to touchpad and mouse settings and choose the touchpad. You can adjust the pointer speed and toggle tap to click to simulate the selection without the need to press any buttons. Additionally, you can adjust the scrolling method and direction. Then under the appearance section, you can switch between light and dark modes and choose your preferred accent colors. If you want your system to run in high performance mode, go to the power section and switch the profile to high performance when needed. If your monitor is large and text appears too small, go to Accessibility setting, Seeing, and enable large text to increase the size of all text in the user interface. You can also adjust the cursor size from this menu. Additionally, head over to Display Settings and set the scaling value to 125% for better readability. Now by default, Ubuntu cannot play video formats like MOV, AVI, MKV, and other media content due to the lack of codec support. To play popular media files, you can simply install the MultiMedia Codecs by executing this command. Then use VLC to play any video or audio. If you can't play it, disable hardware decoding. Ubuntu comes with a plain terminal using the bash shell out of the box. Let's make it more interesting by using Starship. First of all, head over to this website, download and install a nerd font. I recommend using the FireFox nerd font. Once it's downloaded, extract the zip file and install your preferred font. I chose the bold variant. Just double-click and install it. Once it's done, open the terminal and paste this command. Since Ubuntu's terminal uses the bash shell by default, we need to create init script and add it to the shell configuration file. Now go ahead and run this command, then scroll all the way to the bottom of the file and add this line. Then save the changes by pressing Ctrl+O and exit with Ctrl+X and reopen the terminal. Next, click on the settings gear icon, go to Preferences, set the custom font to Nerd font, and increase the font size by 20 points. And that's it, you are good to go. Now you will see the shell prompt looks much better. To learn more about configuring Starship, check out the link in the description down below. GNOME Tweaks and the Extension Manager allows you to customize and control the GNOME desktop environment. Install GNOME Tweaks and Extension Manager by running this command. Then open the Tweaks application to customize the user interface. For example, you can enable or disable the maximize and minimize window buttons. Additionally, you can go to the Windows section and enable Center New Windows to have applications open in the center of the screen. You can also use the Extensions Manager to install GNOME extensions that enhance your desktop experience. I recommend installing these extensions to create a more futuristic GNOME setup. Linux offers many backup tools, but I found Pika Backup to be one of the easiest to use. Now simply plug in your USB drive and create a backup locally or remotely. You also have the option to encrypt or decrypt your backups based on your preference. Just add the folders or directory path you want to backup. The Pika Backup is designed to safeguard your personal data but doesn't support full system recovery. You can store backups on local drives and online services simultaneously. Installing Steam on Ubuntu can be a great addition for gamers who want to play a wide range of Windows games using Proton. Open App Center and search for Steam and install it. Then open it and set up the Steam environment. Then log in with your Steam account. Then enable Proton Translation Layer to play Windows games. Then click on Steam logo from the top left and choose Settings. Then select Compatibility, enable Steam Play for all other titles, and restart the Steam. Now again, go to the Compatibility settings where you set Proton to run other titles. It uses Proton Hotfix or Experimental by default, and you don't have to change that in many cases. Now once you're done with the compatibility settings, you can download the game as usual and launch it from Steam. If you have switched to Ubuntu from Windows and looking for a way to run some Windows applications, you can use Bottles. Bottles introduce a new way to handle Windows binaries using runner environments. You can choose between a gaming and software environment based on the type of software you want to start. Advanced users can choose the custom environment to configure the bottle on their own. I have run specific Windows applications like IDM and Notepad++. Now keep in mind that you should not expect to run every Windows application. It's just an experimental build and works with very few Windows applications. Running virtual machines in Ubuntu is very easy. If your system supports high-end hardware, it's recommended to set up QEMU or KVM, which allows to create virtual machines. Now go ahead and install QEMU, KVM, and Word Manager by running this command. Once it's done, enable the daemon service. Then reboot your system. Then open Word Manager and grab any operating system image and start running it inside a virtual machine. When you click an application shortcut on the dock panel, the system opens the application. However, when you click it again, nothing happens. You can make GNOME shell minimize the application if you click on its icon when the application is open. There's no app to fix this, but you can use this command to fix such issue. And that's pretty much it. These are the top 13 things you must do after installing new Ubuntu. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been KSK Ryo. I will see you in the next one.